Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's stream. We are playing a visual novel tonight which is coming out on Nintendo Switch quite soon. It has been around on PC since 2019 if not earlier, but I'm pretty sure this one has a decent reputation, so that's why I'm playing it now. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I haven't actually played it before. I don't know that much about it other than it is LGBT themed, and I'm hoping that it does a good job with that. We don't get enough of those by any means, so hopefully it is good. We'll give people a moment or two to jump on and say hello, but then we'll get into it. This is a visual novel through and through. Who knows if it's kind of a choice-based one or a kinetic one. These are things that we're all going to discover as we play along today. Okay, so we might jump into it. Hopefully some people come along. I don't usually do streams on Thursday nights, but for various reasons I've needed to with this one. It's been a busy week, as it always seems to be at the moment, but yeah, I've been focused on doing stuff for the digitally downloaded website this week. I've also had quite a few videos to do. We've also had a podcast go out, so I haven't had a chance to do a stream. Now I'm going to do that tonight. And like I said, it's called Heart of the Woods. And it does seem like it is a very lovely kind of LGBT themed VN. So we'll jump into it. We're going to start. And chapter 1. Like I said, this one was released back in 2019, I think, on PC or beforehand. It is coming to Nintendo Switch quite shortly, so that's why I'm playing it now, to give people who maybe missed the original release but noticed it on the Switch eStore, they can go and watch this and catch up and figure out if they want to give it a go themselves. So, a Winter Wonderland, and it's got a little kind of ballerina figure from the music boxes. There is the icon. That's neat. That's cute. I like that. Anything with ballet themes in there is probably going to be good for me. Alright, so that's how this place was pitched to us, a Winter Wonderland, out in the middle of a forest with an unpronounceable name in a village that time forgot. So you're probably hearing my fan on my computer a little bit tonight. It seems to be a little bit loud. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. But yeah, hopefully my voice is still coming through clear enough, and you'll hear the music soon too. In the email, it sounded like every other Ghost Hunter's Paradise, and we got messaged about isolated and antiquated, with a tourism board encouraging hokey effects and gaudy billboards. The vast majority of these emails go unanswered. If Tara wasn't so capricious, this one would probably have 2. But no, something about journeying to the middle of nowhere for a month struck her fancy, and like always, I let myself get dragged into it. So here I am for the last time. The train beats out a slow, monotonous rhythm beneath us. It's an older machine, etc., etc. So they're on a train on the way to this Winter Wonderland. But as you can see, it's already very lovely art. Look at that. Very nice. Very nice indeed. I do like stockings. Stockings are a good aesthetic. It is winter, so of course they'll be rugged up. When I bought the tickets, I thought we were getting on something a little bit more modern. Whoops. I sat in my seat at the tattered cushion and wooden boards, doing little to soothe the pain in my back. I don't know if you've ever been on a kind of an old train, if people are listening in, or rewatching later on, but yeah, they do get very uncomfortable. Definitely one of the modern conveniences that we enjoy today is trains that are actually not going to break your back to to travel on them. It is late, so I apologise if I say stupid things. Alright, and there's Tara over there, also wearing stockings. Very lovely. 2 stockings, girls. She's reading a book or something. But she's asleep. I do that too. I fall asleep while reading books quite often, actually. Not because the book bores me, just because I do too much stuff. I'd love to have more time to just read. The paperback she was reading dangles low in her hands, in danger of losing her spot in the book. I once was on a train ride in Japan. Local train. It was quite a long trip, so I took my Kindle with me, and I fell asleep while reading the Kindle. And the Kindle dropped on the train floor, and everybody around me looked at me weird. Not much of a story, but I relate to what Tara here is going through. This is my point. I am afraid of our journey to end, for Tara to wake up to have to talk to her. Oh, they seem to have the most ideal relationship. I'm almost offended that she can sleep. She should be as preoccupied as I am, fighting off intrusive thoughts and wondering what to say. We've barely spoken for 3 days. That's how long ago I told her that this would be our last trip for the show together. And, that's why. They're not talking because this other girl's quitting. Everything since then, packing, booking our tickets, finding someone to take care of the cat while we're gone, happened in a blur. We've been cordial, but that's about it. My heart hurts, but tells me I made the right decision. Fair enough. Yawning, I lean back against my seat and pretend it's comfortable. The cushions are noticeable, nearly as firm as the wooden floor beneath us. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if this is a Western developed visual novel or it's a Japanese VN. But yeah, if you've ever been in Japan in the winter, nothing seems to stave off the cold. It really does hang around, and it's brutal. Japanese winters are absolutely brutal. So this is going on, still having their little train ride. Outside it might as well be another world. Yep. Okay. If not for the moonlight, I wouldn't be able to see anything, but the soft white glow makes the snow and nearby forest glisten like it's under some sorceress's spell. They do set a good scene here. I am definitely immediately engaged in the scene. I think it's quite a nice scene they've set. A winter wonderland. The trees are all bare, save for the bucket of snow that covers them. Their empty branches look like something out of a kid's Halloween movie, shaking in the wind as if possessed. One of the trees, barely visible, seems to shake in a different way to the rest, as if blown by a different breeze. Oh, maybe it's a ghost. Maybe this is a ghost story in there. I actually don't know. Like I said, I know very little about this game going into it. Just that it was pretty from the little screenshots I saw, and that it was LGBT themed. So I was keen to check it out for that reason as well. But I didn't know anything else about it. I assumed it was some kind of romantic style game, but I don't know the greater context, whether it is a ghosty thing or what's going on. There's a shrill whistling sound, and then the shudders of the train go stronger as we begin to slow down. Looks like we are at our destination. But Tara's still asleep. Can sleep through anything, apparently. Through the frosted window, I can see the lights of what must have been Eisenfeld as we approach the station. So do we get to see the village? Let's see. Not yet.
Hey, wake up. We're almost there.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know that. It's voiced. That's certainly premium standard. It's actually voiced. And in English. Whether that means it was developed by Westerners or it's been translated and then voiced, I don't know, but that was not something I was expecting. I did not expect it to be voiced.
How close is almost?
Interesting indeed.
I don't know. Couple minutes?
Okay, I'm getting up.
She isn't
I mean
getting
it.
out.
Just think of a stop. We're just going to...
I don't know if any of you have ever slept through a train station, but that
I'm
ain't
up,
fun.
Matt.
That is really not fun, especially when you're going out somewhere remote and the next thing you know, you're an hour before you get a chance to get back to your destination. That is not fun. But they've avoided it here. They are so cranky at one another
You
because they're about
excited?
to be separated.
Little bit. You?
Kinda nervous still.
Fair enough,
What is
she's
there
kind
to
of
be
nervous.
nervous about? We've done this 1,000 times.
Yeah, well, this isn't like those other 1,000 times. And you know that. I don't know, Maddie. I'm sorry. Let's chill.
Let's chill. That's a good idea. Let's just chill here. Let's take it easy.
Yeah.
No
Sorry.
rush. Just let the train go off without us. We lapsed into silence. At least when she was asleep it wasn't awkward. I would suggest otherwise. It seemed pretty awkward to me. Wonder where they're going. Some cabin out in the middle of nowhere, I guess.
Hey, listen.
Yeah?
Where the ghostly things will happen.
I know you're, like, not super thrilled to be here. But let's just be cool, okay? Let's just try and have a good time.
Yeah, okay. Sorry for getting bitchy. I'm tired.
I feel ya. Hey, how do I look?
Like you just slept for 6 hours on a train.
That bad, huh? Hopefully it's good enough for Morgan.
Fisher.
Hello, Diddy. Welcome to the stream. I like trains. Do I like trains? That's a good question. Maybe you should be asking these two girls that. I'm not the world's biggest fan of trains. Can you hear me now? I was going a bit quiet there because I was focusing on the narrative bit. So maybe I should type this in here. Because I know there's a delay from when I say things and when they go through on the stream, so... So sorry about that, if I've been talking too softly this whole time and you haven't been able to hear a thing I've said.
Morgan Fisher.
Hello Diddy, welcome to the stream. Again, I'll try that again. I'll say it louder this time. Thanks for joining us. Have you played this game? This is, this game I would suggest, at least in terms of its theme, would be right down your alley, would it not? So I imagine you probably have played it.
If she's meeting her online hero or whatever, then I doubt she'll care that your hair's a mess.
Okay, we keep going on.
I hope not. I don't want to end up on some fashion faux
God,
pas
I hope
vid.
not. I don't want to end up in some fashion faux pas video. Yeah.
For real though, if she's
Just
super
chatting about
fangirly,
things as girls
then
do.
let's just let her
For
get it
real
out of her
though, she's
system,
super
and
fangirly.
hopefully she won't make things weird later.
Oh, so voices were added later, were they? Interesting. So it was originally... It's a game that's continued to have work done on it. That's good to know. It's obviously been successful for them. It's new on the Switch, Diddy. I'm finally playing this game. I get to... Look at the little ballerina down in the corner there. This game's got ballet in it. I approve. I approve a great deal.
Making things get weird later is kind of our specialty, though.
Yeah, true. But hey, it got us to 250,000 subs.
Oh, so they're
we must have been doing
YouTubers with
something right.
huge celebrity numbers. 250,000 subs. A couple of years ago, that too. That would have been impressive. Top level YouTubers. No wonder they're fighting. If she's quit from the YouTube gig, then the other one's just lost half her livelihood, so yeah. No wonder they're mad at each other. Not even 1 million. Yeah, but a little bit more than 2,200. I aspire to 250,000. That would be good. Alright, so after that little train ride, we now have the scene set. Oh, that's a pretty little town. Look at that. I wouldn't mind hanging out there. Look at how pretty it all is. Lots of mountains. Not too many people. Sounds like the perfect place for me. Since they're YouTubers, they probably got it for free, hey? They probably didn't even have to pay for wherever they're staying. A frigid wind saps the heat from my body almost immediately, as if it had been waiting until we arrived to pelt us until our skin felt like it was burning. Yeah, know that feeling. Again, Japan, blisteringly cold. As an Australian, I'm just not used to that. So she's Glass's girl. Tara doesn't seem very cold at all. That's just a light jacket, a shirt. I like Tara. Tara's my girl. So there we go. We are really out in the middle of nowhere. Got off this train station. There was only the two of us. Nobody got on. It's all cold and dark and lonely. Good atmosphere.
Okay, this place is already killing it in terms of atmosphere.
Yeah, see, Tara agrees with me. Totally killing it in terms of atmosphere. Why don't they have like a GoPro? They need to be getting some awesome content for their YouTube channel. They're not doing their job right. Oh, there we go. She's got a little pocket camera that she's carrying with her. Uses it to take a couple of pictures. Pictures, not video. Pictures. This is old schooling. Small candles lit with real flame. That's a bit of a risk. Couldn't do that in 2021. All the OH&S people would be telling you off, especially with all that wood that's around in this train station. Couldn't risk a fire.
You know none of those are actually going to be visible, right?
Maddie's just a killjoy. I'm not a fan of this Maddie Diddy. Tara could do better.
This place really does feel super eerie. Listen. It's so quiet.
Alright, so it's
Isn't
so
that
quiet,
cool?
isn't that cool?
We're definitely not
We're
in
definitely
Kansas
not
anymore.
in Kansas anymore.
That's one way to put
Good
it.
saying. One way to put it. Anime girls with English voices is strange. Yeah, I don't know if there's a... Can I put the... I mean, does it even have Japanese voices? Maybe. If I turn it to that, is it going to turn everything to Japanese? Let's find out. Oh, have I crashed it? No, it changes everything to Japanese, so unfortunately that's out. I can't have all my viewers struggling to understand what's going on there. Oh, hang on. Sound. Maybe sound. Well, there's a couple more girls that we get to meet. So, Morgan, Abigail, Evelyn. 5 girls in total, it seems. But no, there's no Japanese voice track, unfortunately. So you're just going to have to listen to them talk in English. So there's all these accessibility features, which I should point out if you haven't played this before. This one, they've gone all out to make it as accessible as possible, which is nice to see, especially for an indie production. That's Chinese. Shows how much I was paying attention.
For real though, I think this could be...
Is it? Oh yeah, it is too. See, I was just I saw kanji and just went... Well, I went... Just saw characters in kanji. Yeah. So there you go. Doesn't even have Japanese. Where were we? For real though, I think this should be the place where we finally get some hard evidence of something solid. She says this every time, but she usually sounds more like...
Just look at it. Something's gotta be out there. I can feel
Are they ghost
it.
hunters, are they? Is that the thing? Is that like the plot? They're ghost hunters? Is that why their YouTube channel is so popular?
That would be the perfect send-off, wouldn't it?
That would be the perfect send-off, wouldn't it? Yeah, because they're quitting. So finding a ghost finally would be the perfect send-off, and that's a nasty thing to say. They're going to fight all week. They are. until they realise that they just don't want to quit after all.
Who knows? Maybe this will be the one that finally gets you a con panel so you don't have to crash someone else's.
That was one time, and their panel would have sucked without me.
Yeah, these voices are... I mean, it's impressive that they've done the voices, I give them that, but... yeah. I'll probably mute the voices once I finish with this stream and just read it. I mean, I was expecting it just to be a reading VN anyway, I wasn't expecting voice acting, so... they've gone above and beyond. She returns her camera... Voice bad reading girl. It is very pretty. I really do like the art. The character designs are nice too.
I can't wait to see the village tomorrow. I hope it's like one of those museum exhibits with the little replica towns and people.
There's another visual novel you should check out, Dilly. It's got nothing to do with cute girls, unfortunately for you, but I know you like visual novels. If you haven't played Cross the Moon yet, I've been contemplating finding a time to do some streaming of that one. I've been playing that a bit over the last week in between everything else. Cross the Moon is really good. It's this vampire visual novel which uses real photographs, but also does a lot of work with the colorization of the photos. So it's got this really kind of new wave aesthetic to it. It's really neat. I'm really digging Cross the Moon. So I'll throw in a plug here ahead of my review and whatever else I do with it.
In what way?
I'm surprised we don't see more visual novels that go with real photographs, because it's a neat look when you do that.
Like,
I mean, not obviously with anime ones, but yeah, photos work for VNs, I would have thought.
all rustic and old-timey.
I can't imagine that it'll be that different from home.
They are very wordy, these girls. They do like to do a lot of talking. I can't imagine that it'll be different from home. They've got to be modern enough for Morgan to watch Paranormal after all, okay.
If you're expecting people to be walking around in monocles and waistcoats...
If you're expecting people to be walking around in monocles and waistcoats, you're going to be disappointed. Yeah.
Here I thought I'd finally get a chance to show off how amazing I'd look in a top hat.
I'm sure you'd be the teen heartthrob of the Victorian era.
What do I think of who?
Okay, so about Morgan. Like I said before, let's give her a chance to get all the excitement out of the way first.
Are you talking about the character?
We should be nice and friendly, but let's try to keep it professional.
I never thought I'd hear you, of all people, say that.
Yeah, but which author has used that character's name? Or are you just talking about Holmes? Yes, I do know Augury. I'm just reminding myself of his books. Yeah, Black Death Hall Murders. Perfect Crime. I don't know if his books have been localized or translated in English, have they? We're still going on with this. They're still doing a lot of talking.
I usually
back
make a
and
good
forth
first
while I'm
impression.
talking with Dithy here about crime fiction characters and authors.
It's just the second impression and beyond that
It's
you've
still
got to
going
watch
on
out
and on.
for.
Talking about being unprofessional and so on and so on. This is a very talky visual novel, I'm getting a sense. We're going to spend a lot of time chatting back and forth. Yeah, that's what I thought. Where did I come across his name before? I have come across his name, even though I haven't read his books. He's probably a character of Bungo Stray Dogs or something. Anyway, there's another there's another author you should try translating into English for us all, Dithy. Give us all the benefit of your wisdom in translations and turn some of these untranslatable books apparently into stuff that we can all read and enjoy. She can play it cool. I'm sure a little ego boost will go a long way. They're still treading on eggshells around one another because they're going to splits. I don't believe in your anti-localization thesis. I believe on balance that while localization can't be perfect, doing localization is a good thing. Because otherwise the transfer of knowledge becomes far too limited.
It's gotta be her, right?
Given that we're the only people out here, I really hope so.
Oh, we've got another character, and that's a Twin Tails. There we go, I've got my favourite character now. Don't even know her name yet. She has hair that's very similar to my own mascot character's hair. Kind of orangey. It's a DD. She's back.
Hey there, you two.
Morgan.
Sorry I'm late.
There we go. We now know Morgan.
Oh, no worries. Are you Morgan?
That's right. It's really nice to meet you, Tara.
Likewise. Charmed, I'm sure.
You're Madison, right? I think we spoke online already.
So she must be another influencer or a fan or something, I would guess. They're going to all geek out together, apparently.
Just Maddie is fine.
I guess that means go
Nice
hunting
to
for
meet
ghosts.
you.
I'm 99% sure, just on an early first impressions, that this is some kind of ghost hunting story. She got a thermos of coffee, good on
It
her.
really is nice to meet the two of you. I'm sure you receive a lot of invitations, so I'm glad you were interested in mine.
Are you kidding? Remote village in the middle of a huge forest? There's no way I'd pass that up. I've heard all kinds of stories about the things you'll find in places like this.
Hopefully not too many, or I won't have anything new for you.
Oh, I'm sure you've got something I'll be interested in.
Tomorrow I can show you around the village. There isn't too much out of the ordinary there, but I'm sure you can find a few things that interest you.
Okay, so
would be
she's obviously our
wonderful.
guide as well.
We can go
Whatever other
sightseeing
role
when
she
Tara
must
isn't
play,
off
she's the
chasing
one who's going
spirits
to
around in the
hang out with
woods.
us and show us the sights. See, Tara's off chasing spirits around in the woods. We're going to find a ghost, I'm sure. That's why the tree was blowing in the breeze the other way on that train trip over. You remember, we did see that. So there's obviously a ghost in town.
It's about a half-hour's carriage ride to the cabin if you guys want to head out. Do you
It's
need help
about a
with your
half
bags
hour
at all?
carriage ride, so they don't even have cars here. It's carriages. It's a half-hour carriage ride to the cabin if you guys want to head out. Do you need help with your bags as well? Nope. She's super tough.
Don't
Super
even
strong.
worry about it. I got this.
Okay, cool. This
Okie dokie.
No
Yep, carriage.
way.
Wait. Oh, we don't get to see the carriage. Budget limitations on this visual novel.
This is so cool. Is it yours?
Horse-drawn carriage.
It belongs to my family. Given that there aren't any roads through the woods, there isn't really a point to anyone out here owning a car.
It's that isolated there's no roads. Fascinating. We've got the train but no roads.
Tara, come take a look at.
Give me a sec. I'm just taking in the view a bit. From a distance.
Yeah, that would be a downer when you're trying to ride on a carriage if you're scared of horses.
Wait, if this is the only way
Let's
through
get
the
to this
woods,
cabin. I want to
how
see
are
what the
we
cabin
going to
looks
get
like.
back and
Cabin
forth
in the
between
Woods.
The cabin and
That's
the
a good horror
village?
film. If you've seen that film, Cabin in the Woods.
Don't tell me we'll have our own carriage. Neither of us can drive one.
Oh, I'm going to be driving you. I can take you back and forth and help you navigate the woods. You didn't expect me to just let you wander around a forest.
You're sure that's not any trouble? I'd hate to inconvenience you any more than we already have.
It's no trouble. I run my own shop, so my schedule is pretty flexible. I'm more than happy to help.
She runs her own shop, so her schedule is pretty flexible. I like this Morgan ditty. Do you get to choose which girl you want to romance? Is that a big part of the game? Or is it all predestined?
I have a feeling she might need it.
Trust me, you have no idea.
There we go. We actually do get to see a little bit of the carriage. Not the horses, that would have been too expensive, but it's love you don't get to choose. Well, that's no fun. If you're going to have cute girls like Morgan in the game, then you should allow us to date them. That's only fair if you ask me.
So, can you do any tricks in this thing?
Tricks. Yeah, you can do a backflip. Tara's hopeless. The path to the cabin turns out to be a complicated one. There we go. So even more remote, this cabin.
You can navigate
It's like the
through
most
all
remote
this
place
with just
on
that
Earth.
little lantern. How
Just
can
where
you
you
see
go
landmarks?
to find love.
Don't worry, I know these woods better than just about anything. Besides, the moonlight is more...
I can't help but feel embarrassed as I think about all the times I had to use the flashlight on my phone just to find something I dropped in the car. I definitely wouldn't last out here. I know that feeling. Looking over, I can see Tara bouncing her leg, probably about to launch into a torrent of questions.
Is there anything about the town or the people that we should know? Local customs, things to avoid saying, that sort of thing?
There's a curfew at midnight. Also, you're not supposed to go too far into the forest. I ignore both of those rules a
Midnight
lot.
curfew. And you can't go too far into the forest. I'm guessing both reasons being ghosts. I'm sure we're going to see ghosts.
Most of the villagers tend to be sticklers about them, though.
Morgan's a troublemaker. Twin Tails always are. They're always the ones with the brightest personalities.
So, while we're on our way, could you maybe tell us about some of the specific supernatural occurrences you've seen here so far?
Well, we have a lot of freak weather events. Strange storms that appear and disappear, or are localized to certain parts of the forest in ways that shouldn't be possible.
What the heck is that, Diddy? Have you ever inserted Treponema pallidum into the cranial cavity during an artificial eye insertion so as to provoke delusions in the patient and place them under your control? I'm going to take a wild yes and say you're not talking about this this visual novel there, Diddy. Are you still talking about your localized into equals cringe localized into based?
Sometimes when I walk in the woods, I can see strange lights here and there.
There we go, more ghosts.
Like tiny little
Morgan here
stars
is telling
inside
us,
the forest.
sometimes when I walk in the woods I can
I've
see
never been
strange
able to get
lights
close
here
to
and
them,
there.
though.
Like tiny little stars inside the forest. I've never been able to get close to them though, so either fireflies, but not likely in this kind of weather, or temperature or climate, or that be ghosts. Alright, thank you for that, Diddy. I appreciate you translating that for me. While you're at it, do you want to translate all the Arslan books, please? Ever since I saw the Arslan anime and played the game, I have wanted to read those books, and there's like 14 volumes of them or something, and none of them have been localized, which was disappointing. Arslan, the heroic legend of Arslan. It's this kind of Middle Eastern themed kind of historical, well, it's not historical because it's not based in history, kind of fantasy epic, I guess. it has a pretty good reputation over in Japan. The books do, at least the earlier ones do. And I've wanted to read them, but ain't going to be able to struggle through them with my Japanese. Yeah, I get in the habit of saying localized because that's what we talk about with video games. I should say translated with books, I know. I mean them interchangeably. Back to the visual novel here, we've had countless cases of strange lights before, all of which have ended in a rational explanation. These ghost hunters are not very successful at their job. That doesn't seem to dampen Taru's spirits though. I start to drift off. This is more Tara's jurisdiction anyway. So I'm sure they can just wake me up when they get there.
There's also my cat.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that, did he? I didn't know that the heroic legend of Arslan was based on an actual Persian epic. That's neat. Bet you there's not a translation of that either into English.
Your cat is a supernatural occurrence?
Your cat is a supernatural occurrence.
She can talk,
Thanks,
so I'd
Tara.
say so.
She can talk, so it says Morgan can talk to cats. I like this Morgan more and more. She knows her stuff.
Your cat can talk?
Your cat can talk like the way a human
Yes,
does.
she's very well spoken, in fact.
Yes, she's very well spoken, in fact. Alright, so there is an author that I'm quite a big fan of. His name is Saki, S-A-K-I, and he's a pretty well-known author, if you're into your literature stuff. He wrote a great story about a cat that learned how to talk, and the owner had to get rid of the cat because once a cat starts talking, the last thing you actually want to hear is the cat talking. It's kind of like a warning about teaching animals how to talk. It seems like a nice idea until it happens. What's the name of that story by Saki? Talking cat book story. It's a short story, it's not a book. Just search it up. Tobamori, that's it. It's a short story by Saki. Tobamori. Dude teaches a cat to talk and immediately regrets it. You're a cat yourself, are you, Dithy? So not only can you talk, but you can also type. That's a very highly educated cat. I don't know why they're not believing that Morgan has a cat that can talk. That's a bit rude. They've only just met her. They should believe her. Look at how serious her face is. She would never lie about having a talking cat.
So, could we talk to her? She won't mind if I ask her a few questions, right?
She wouldn't mind if I asked a few questions.
I was hoping you'd ask. I think you'll be...
Morgan's got a talking cat.
So, do you have any ideas about what could be causing it?
Oh, cool. It started
Something
to
in her
rain.
diet,
So if you hear a
maybe.
little bit of rain on top of every other noise that's happening on this stream tonight, then there you go. It's raining here in Wollongong. So do you have any ideas about what might be causing that? Something in her diet, maybe?
I don't think...
Yes,
You've
the
been
cat
feeding
ate
her
some
some kind
tuna
of
and then
special
just picked
Eisenfeld
up
cat
the
food?
ability to talk.
Can I try some?
Okay, I think that's enough of that.
Great. There we go. There's a little bit of self-awareness in the novel, in the visual novel. It's time for me to exercise a little diplomacy and move the conversation forward. Crazy or not, I think it should move on. Yes, I think so too. My one issue with this game so far. It's only in the first hour, so I'm certainly not drawing any conclusions.
What kind of things
But it
does
is
she
a
talk to
very
you about?
talkative visual novel. Even by visual novel standards, they just have these long conversations.
Just about our lives for the most part.
About
I figure you'd
nothing,
be better
really.
off
It's
hearing
all
it from
just
her
small
rather
talk.
than me.
90% of the first hour that we've played tonight has been small talk. And that's fine. I mean, if it ends up going somewhere, if it ends up doing something with all the small talk, then whatever. So I'm certainly not casting judgment yet. It just takes a long time for stuff to happen in this VN. I figured you'd be better off hearing
I'm sure
that.
that'll be illuminating.
I hate slice of life. No, I don't hate. Like I said, if it does it for, you know, if it goes somewhere with it, in the end, if it does end up making some kind of point or just having a reason for it being a thing, then that's great. I mean, I'm a big fan of existentialism. I spent God knows how much time with absurdism too, Waiting for Godot. Not a whole lot happens in Waiting for Godot too. It's right there in the title. So yeah, I've got no problem with any of that. It's just,
I'll say, if there's something
I don't know. It's just
paranormal
not
in
what
the
I
village
quite expected
itself,
going into this
you must
VN,
have
to be
seen
honest.
way crazier stuff in these woods.
I figured from the art it'd be a little bit snappier. But I do like the paranormal angle. I'm assuming at some stage we'll meet some ghosts.
Well,
And maybe a
there's
talking
one
cat.
pretty major thing, but you probably won't believe
But
me.
you probably won't
I
believe
wouldn't
me.
have come out here if I didn't believe you. Anything you have to say, I want to hear.
Anything you want to say I want to hear? Thank you very much.
Are you sure?
110%. Lay it on me.
I don't know why she's doing the, you know, the Fonzie. I don't know why she's doing that, but whatever. If there's one thing she loves more than hearing strange stories, it's trying to impress a cute girl.
Well,
Tara's
one
got
of
her
the main reasons I called
priorities
you out
right.
here is, I'm not sure if it has a name, but it's some kind of forest spirit.
Spirit? Like a ghost or something?
No, something physical. Some sort of massive creature.
Ooh, some sort
Like
of
the
massive
forest
creature
came to
like the
life.
forest come to life. There's a Tom Bombadil in the forest.
Is there anything else you can tell me about it? Does it speak or anything? Have you managed to interact with it at all? Is it more
Is it
kaiju sized or more
kaiju-sized?
basketball player
Or
sized?
basketball sized. I like how Tara's idea of giant goes from kaiju Godzilla to just a basketballer. That's it. The next size down from Godzilla is literally an LA Lakers player.
I've only seen it once, unfortunately, so I don't know too much about it. I've searched for it a number of times since, but without any results. Who knows? Maybe you two will have better luck than I have. That's what you're best at, isn't
Maybe
it?
you two will have better luck than I have. That's what you're best at.
In terms of talents, I'd say it's certainly up there.
Up there.
I knew you'd believe me. Nobody else around here does.
I believe Morgan. I don't care what anybody else says. I believe her. She is clearly right about everything.
So, how far away would you say we are from the cabin?
How far away would you say we are from
We
cabin?
should be coming up on it any minute
We're
now.
just about there. We're
I'll
going to
help the
finally
two of
see
you
this
get
cabin.
situated and then head back.
I do hope they show us like a CG key art thing of the cabin. If this is going to be a major location, they've got to do something. You can't just low budget your way
Oh,
through
yeah.
showing us
Great.
the main scene of all
That's-
the action.
Great.
Surely. Especially when they've gone and invested in all that lovely voice acting. I'm sure they could afford a artist.
Any minute now? What exactly did you mean?
Just ahead. See?
Ah, we finally see the cabin. A faint outline of a small cabin practically swallowed by the forest.
I started the heater before I left to get you, so it should be
started the
warm.
heater before I left to get you, so it should be warm. You sure that's the right thing to do? I mean, you don't... It's not a good idea to leave a heater on inside a... anything. Any building when nobody's around to watch it. That's naughty.
That's what I like
woman.
to hear. You're like Prometheus.
And that's a random thing to throw in there. You're like Prometheus.
I'm surprised you know who
I'm
that is.
surprised you know who that is. Yes, I am too, actually.
Why? I love that movie.
Why? I love that movie.
Damn it.
What? What
Tara's
happened?
got some good beats. Oh, there we go. We do get to see the cabin. That's nice. It looks warm and cozy. There's a sound of footsteps as a shadow detaches itself from the cabin and moves towards us. Ooh, a human shadow, no less. It's not going to be a ghost, unfortunately. Her angular features and steely eyes, barely visible in the dark, make her look like she stepped out of a Baroque painting. That is some awesome insult, that is.
Why are you here?
I came to greet our guest.
Hello, Skylord Venom, and welcome to the stream. Thanks for letting me know that. The voice acting was added later via a Kickstarter. That's really good. I'm honestly glad for these devs. They released this thing, what, back in 2019, if not earlier, and they've been able to continue to work on it. They've been able to get enough support to put voice acting in. This is obviously a very well-regarded game, so I'm glad that I get a chance to play it for the first time. Being able to see... She's haunting us. Something about her radiates hostility. Even the horses seem uncomfortable. Their ears press back as they stamp their feet in the snow. She be a vampire. That's exactly how they describe Dracula, right? She be vampire. Her gaze is sharp and fierce. Her face is proud but sunken. Cheekbones jutting as if her face doesn't quite fit. It makes her look older than she is. That be Dracula before he's fed.
Which of you is Tara?
Which of you is Tara?
That's me.
Welcome to Eisenfeld. My name
Evelyn
is
Mean. She's
The
not
mayor.
only the
Who are you?
mother of Morgan, but she's also the mayor.
I'm Maddie. Madison.
Fascinating.
I see.
Are you done yet? They're tired. You can interrogate them later.
We'll speak later.
So she seems nice.
I like Tara actually. She's Tara's a fun character. She must be fun to write.
I'm so sorry about that. I thought she'd at least wait until tomorrow.
Is she your mom?
Technically.
Technically. Technically.
What? No way! How could you tell?
It's never a good sign when somebody asks you, is that person your mum? And you say, technically.
The family resemblance?
Unfortunate, isn't it? Long story short, I didn't tell her that you were going to be staying here until this morning.
Well, it's no big deal, right? It's not like she runs your life. Right?
Right. We shouldn't get into it right now, though. I'm sure you'd rather sleep.
Yeah, we would.
So let's go inside the cabin. Let's see what it's all about. It looks very cozy.
I'll unlock the door. Your luggage already came in too, so it's inside.
I can't carry all of this on my own, you know.
So, what do you think?
I think I want to go to bed.
Same as ever, then.
Look at the face.
You know me.
I got it open.
Hallelujah.
Oh, that's a nice little cabin. That is nice. It looks very cozy.
Oh my god! Holy shit! This is so cool! Isn't this the coolest? It's like staying in a history museum.
That's the kind of thing you'd usually treat like a punishment.
Her enthusiasm is addicting. Tara's good sort.
Are you kidding me? I love history. We even did that whole series on the history of cryptids in the American Midwest. And I spent like 3 months on that special about Bigfoot's impact on the Great Depression.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I had never heard of the theory that FDR was a cousin of Sasquatch.
To be fair, I don't think FDR did either.
I mean the kind of history that actually happened.
History is doomed to repeat itself, Mads.
These are the bedrooms?
That's right. They're the same size, so there's not much of a difference.
Guess I'll take this one then.
Oh, that's a nice little bedroom too. Looks very comfortable. I'd stay there.
What happened?
No reception, you watch. There'll be no reception.
Tragedy.
A tragedy.
Actually, worse, the apocalypse.
No
Check out your phone.
reception. That is the worst.
What? I don't have any.
Exactly. No service out here.
They're just going to have to do away with technology for a while.
What about Wi-Fi? I assume we have that.
Technically. Let me give you the quick tour. This is the kitchen. There's a stove and an oven. The stove is somewhat picky and doesn't always like to work. Actually, I guess it's the same for the oven.
Don't
Kitchen
worry,
without a
I
stove
don't know how
running.
to cook anyway.
Oven working. That's right. Tara doesn't know how to cook.
Over here is the
Fair enough.
fireplace. I can show you how to chop firewood some.
I
Have
think I
to
might
chop your
pass on
own
that one.
firewood.
This is the couch. You can also sleep on it if you'd like. It doesn't. The Wi-Fi password is on a note by the phone. So is my phone number, so you can reach me anytime. Do you have any questions?
I think we're good. Thanks for all your help tonight, Morgan.
It was my pleasure. Again, I can't thank you enough for coming all the way out here. I'll be sure to make it worth your time.
I'm sure. Can't wait to get started.
Me either. But I should probably be going for tonight. I've kept you up long enough as it is.
And off goes
Night,
Morgan.
Morgan. Thanks again.
Good night.
The romance interest, if I get my way.
I'm gonna go to bed too.
And
Yeah.
off Matt goes to bed, and Tara, and they all head off.
All right. See you in the...
Yeah. No.
Aside from the Wi-Fi, this is pretty nice as far as accommodation goes. It's all about the internet connectivity these days. Oh, there's a rapping on the window. It be the raven, nevermore. Morgan's the ghost. That's creepy. That's a good creepy spot to finish. We'll finish up the stream for tonight. I think that gives you an idea of what this game is about if you haven't played it as yet, but it seems like I might be one of the few people that hasn't played it. It seems to be quite a popular visual novel. So I've enjoyed the first hour or so of it, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it develops from here, and Morgan in particular. Thanks everybody for tuning in on the stream. We will be back tomorrow with another stream. Not sure what we'll be playing at this stage, but it'll be something. And other than that, have a good evening, enjoy the games, and we will see you next time.